Let's talk about the Walther PDP. I put up a video a few days ago talking about it. We're going to go through the comments now. And hey, I'll tell you, I think the PDPs are great. I do. I like the guns. Even the guys that they have shilling Walther, like I like the Walther people, and I like the people they pay to shill for them. And the like Joel's not a paid Walther employee, but he shills for Walther, and he's like, no, dude, I really like the gun. That kind of stuff. I like that. I'm going to be honest. I like the Walther people, and I like the gun. All right, let's get into your comments, though. The top comment reacting to my reloads. My quality control is low, and I'm not really interested in making it much better. It's just very true of my reloads. You guys would be shocked how much you can do wrong with pistol rounds when you reload them and have everything still kind of function. I would not play those games with rifle pressures, but with pistols, it's like you can be a little wild like me, and it kind of works out. Anyway, my quality control is low, and I'm not really interested in making it that much better. If this doesn't get you that SIG contract based on values alignment alone, I don't know what will. And goddamn, hats off to you, sir, for coming onto a Walther video and shitting on SIG. Fantastic. All right, PDP is so good that it becomes bad content for Ben. It doesn't generate controversy. This is all true. Love my PDPs. That's all I use for matches in EDC. Swap to a 15-pound spring and the snappiness goes away. I don't really agree with that last part. I think you mitigate. So I think the factory 17 recoil spring, you can go to a 15 reliably. It mitigates the snappiness. It's still it's not as good as the Glock, but from the factory, maybe better in every other respect. You know what I mean? As far as the shooting dynamics of the pistol, not its longevity or durability or any of that. But as far as just shooting it, it's like, no, it mitigates it, but the snappiness is going to be there. Walther got him, boys. They already hit up, they already hit up Collion and Outlaw. Time for our James Bond era. Those other guys. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of that stuff. Okay. Glock gang shaking hands with Walther gang equals boring reliability. Yeah, it is. Like the Walther stuff is pretty quality. Like the previous generation of pistols before the PDP, like the Q5s or whatever, like those ergonomically were kind of lame, or like I just didn't like it. The PDP is like, wow, man, this feels very agreeable. This feels very nice. And a lot of people have the same opinion. Like a friend of mine just shot a match, borrowed a PDP and shot it. And they're like, damn, this guy, like, it's just like, I'm shooting this better than my gun, better than my Glock or whatever. I forget what their other pistol is, but they're like, oh man, I got to buy one of these things. It's a friendly gun. Next one, PDP crushes the 320. Okay. Fair enough. I was going to get a PDP-F as my first pistol a couple years ago and was laughed out of a local gun store as it was being marketed as a gun for women at the current time. Bro, you'll love this. When I went and bought my P365 Rainbow at the local gun store, I walked in, I'm like, yep, I want that one. And then the salesman's looking at me, he's like, oh, I was like looking at buying that one for my wife. And I'm like, no, this one's mine. You got to order another one. It was amazing. You got to quit giving a fuck what people at gun stores think. Like, what is wrong with you? Who cares? Anyway, never went back to that gun store as it stopped me from buying a gun altogether for months. The store in question was just a bad seed, and I've yet to find another gun store with employees with such low class. Oh, I can point you to several if you want. Just go and buy what you want and don't care what they think. Like, not to be an asshole, some dude working the counter at the gun store is like, typically that's not someone's opinion you're going to care about. Big exception in the Midwest at the Shields chain in the Midwest. They actually educate their employees on stuff and like make them go to training. And but their employees are actually pretty informed. So shout out to Shields if you're a Midwesterner. Would be interesting to see a comparison PDP versus HK VP9. Personally, I prefer the VP9, not saying anything bad about the PDP. Why not, dude? Throw some shade. Come on. Variety's a spice of life? No. Okay, VP9, I guess, whatever. All right, I went from Glocks to PDPs in 2021. Slap on an optic on and a guide rod, and it's a really nice setup. And I agree with that. I think the PDPs are quite nice. I'm a Walther fan for that exact reason. Got the original PPQ when it first came out. The PPQs are all right. I feel like the PDP is a big step up just in terms of the ergonomics. The PPQ is, you're like, it's okay. It does the things, but the PDP speaks to a lot of people for sure. And it just works well and hasn't had issues. Since then, I've gotten 3 more various Walther handguns with the same results. I like not having drama. And yeah, I think that's true. I think Walther, they do their best to build, quality stuff. Okay, Walther, do we make that check out to Ben Stecker or Benjamin Stecker? No, Walther's not paying me. I'm not really like corporate friendly with my shenanigans. Ben's SIG controllers are going to drop him like a hot potato now. I have 2 PDPs, the full size and the compact F version for my wife. Reference the previous comment. We love them both and did carry them. We have now switched to SIGs as our EDC. I have a SIG P365 AXG Legion. My wife carries the Rose edition. I saw the Rose on Instagram. Mason Lane's wife, Kay was shooting the Rose when it has a comp on it. I was like, I want the comp from your Rose gun on my Rainbow gun. And that would be amazing. But she did not agree to that. Okay. PDPs are so much better than 320s in every conceivable metric. It's honestly mind-boggling that people even consider the SIGs these days. And I don't even own a single Walther product. Okay. Yeah. Ben, I'm also, if it seats, it yeets reloader. We a gang now. I like to call my reload silver medal match. Yeah, people would not approve of my, don't do this, but I've been known, I was like, I'll set up a press and run start running cartridges through it, a progressive press, it's like, check the powder charge, get it. Yeah, that looks right. It visually looks like the right powder charge. Load up a few rounds, go to the range and shoot it. And that feels like the impulse I want. It's like, cool, then just load them. Not recommended at all, but is a thing that I have done. I will admit to that. Walther has great triggers, ergos, and grip. Feeling is also nice, especially on the polymer PDP models. But the bore axis is quite high, which they can't just fix. Fuck. I should do a video about this bore axis thing because it's not I'll just tell you, usually, the bore axis discussion's an internet thing. We're what about the bore axis on that? And it's you guys don't fucking shoot. You can't tell shooting it. It's very subtle, right? The shooting dynamics changing as you make the bore higher. And also, I'll flip that around. The Alien, the Alien Arms gun with the low bore axis, that gun sucks nuts. If you shoot that, that thing makes sense in theory. When you actually shoot or train with one, it's okay, the recoil impulse is harsh. It's very quick and the gun doesn't lift, but it's this hard snap into your hand. And then because of the way the gun's designed, it heats up so fast. It's like a rifle. You can't fucking train with that thing properly. I mean, it's worse than a rifle, actually, I would say. Yeah, anyway, that's the low bore axis. Then the high bore axis thing, it's yeah, I will acknowledge the 226 has a higher bore axis than other guns. But when I shoot it, I can still shoot it really fast. You know what I mean? And it's maybe has a different feel, but there's so many different elements in play. There's different weight, different springs, all this. It's such a complicated system. It's hard to know what's what. However, all that coming back to shooting the 320 hard as I have been recently and thinking about shooting Walthers, maybe we should revisit this bore axis thing. Maybe I should really look at it because it's, I don't know. It's what an immutable characteristic of your gun once it's shipped to you. So kind of knowing what effect that's going to have would actually be pretty interesting because as it is now, it's oh guys, that's a high bore axis, dude. And you're yeah, I mean, I guess, but doesn't make that much of a difference in a practical setting. Anyway, let's carry on talking about Walthers. Hey, Ben, I know a lot of your content is based on comments. If you really want to make YouTube go crazy and probably gain another 1 million subscribers, you should get the Springfield Prodigy because that thing has such a cult following. It's going to make comments go bananas. Ugh. I don't want that. I want to have fun shooting guns that I find interesting. Truthfully, I don't want to shoot a Prodigy. I don't want to. One of my friends just got one and he likes shooting it. I feel like a Prodigy is like just a budget 2011. Like that's what it is. It'll be like kind of okay, but then you change a bunch of stuff and then it'll be like really okay, would be my guess. I would shoot one though. I'll shoot a Prodigy. That's what you guys want. The real question is, why is Ben reloading ammo? That is a good question. So I've been reloading recently. Almost like I have so many bullets and so many components that it's like kind of weird to keep buying factory ammo. It's like, yeah, I can do that, but it's like I'm looking at a stack of a lot of bullets, a lot of brass, a lot of primers. Like I have all this stuff. My press is set up and ready to go. It's mostly like I'm trying to stop myself from being lazy. And it's like, dude, just load that stuff that you have and stop being a dipshit and shooting so much factory ammo when you have a factory 4 ammo right here. That's it. It's like, I don't know. It's like I'm trying to be more responsible. Saving up for the Stegodon? No, not really. Why would anyone who doesn't shoot as much as Ben reload? Like, if I was, I don't know. I don't know. Unless he's sitting on piles of old components, it's not really cheaper to reload 9. I'm sitting on a lot of old components. Yeah. Honestly, it's probably costing him as if he devoted the same time to part of his business, it would make money. Yeah. I view reloading at this point, it's a cost. Like it's not really saving me money. It's like if I've done all my work for the day and I don't have anything to do, like I don't mind, standing at my press for an hour and like banging out some rounds. It's just like something to do that, I don't mind doing it. I don't like it, but I don't mind it a whole lot. It's like one of those type of things. There's so much other stuff and I can't really like have someone else do it for me that easily. Joel lives too far away. And he would start getting bitchy. So I kind of it's either like I do it or it's not going to get done. After your class in June in Iowa, I set down my PDP. Joel recommended I check out the CZ P10F due to the PDP being a tad too big for my hand. This is why I like Joel. He's a pretty good shill. He's an honest shill. You know what I mean? He's very good. Anyway. I really enjoy the PDP, especially the trigger. I'm loving the P10F with an Apex, brass backstrap, and grip tape. Come join those CZ poor boys. See, that's a great message. Like no matter how good the gun is, good or bad, it has to fit you, right? It has to fit you. The P10 is definitely smaller and thinner than the fucking PDP. So it's like, if you have small hands, like that would make more sense for you to shoot, irrespective of which one you think is better or whatever. Anyway, guys, really good comments on the PDP. I don't know how much more I'll say about it. I'm kind of thinking about a Prodigy would be fun to get, and whatever. Anyway, that's it. We'll put it down below if you have any other comments.